me smile. We're back. Oh, except this time we don't have to watch ourselves. We get to watch a batch of new and excited, bushy-eyed contestants that are like, oh, we can do it.
Which is so fun. So fun.
Oh, well.
I hope they enjoy it and have as much fun as we did watching the episodes.
That's true. It'll be fun. Also in chat right now, hey, Carson and Jack, what is up? Scott, we've got, and Ricky and Cesar. We got a good crew in the chat right now, Mom.
Well, I can't see anybody, but hello to all of you, especially my special friends.
Oh, so Mom, well, what have you been up to today?
I did a little worshiping at church, and then I went and worked out, getting ready for that next amazing race. And just hanging out. It's absolutely pouring here. Backyard's pretty flooded. So sitting in front of the fireplace, hanging out. So.
Okay, that is funny. Well, after church.
And are you in 70 degrees again in sunshine?
Like a UV of 8 today. I went to the beach, went and got a tan. So,
That's life.
But
rough.
We are back. For everybody who's just turning in for the first time, my name is Danny. This is Mom. This is Angie. We were on season 36 of The Amazing Race. It was an absolute blast. What a blessing. Such an awesome time. And our goal moving forward is to just recap future seasons, talk with contestants, have contestants on, talk about their experience. But I think the goal of this is to put it in like a really positive light of like, we recognize that there can be hard times on The Amazing Race. And we want to highlight people's successes, their journeys, their accomplishments. And so really excited to see like the battles that this season and these teams overcome this season. So
be encouragers.
That is the goal. Be like Bryson over Bryce with Purple Pants podcast. So
I just want everyone to feel loved from our podcast. So because they're gonna endure hard. They're gonna be criticized, analyzed, not euthanized, but but they will be. They will need some encouragement. So we're here for you.
Oh, so super exciting. Well, do we want to dive into it? Season 37 starts in 2 weeks. And we figured we'd just talk about the cast a little bit and then dive into some twists before Mom and I do Team Walla Walla's draft. And this isn't just any usual draft. We've got some spins on it. So we'll see what happens. So with that being said, do we want to jump into this new cast?
Let's jump in. I'm excited.
All right. So first up, we have Alyssa and Josiah.
The newlyweds.
Anesthesiologists. So like Vinny and Amber were, they're dating anesthesiologists. So here's what
they're not dating. They're newlyweds.
They're
married.
True. They're married. See, mom did more research than I did. I forgot to put.
No. I just know because I just know because I'm a mom. I'm gonna pull the mom card.
Well, these comments are what Phil said about them. Very in love, very compatible, something super special about them. Seems like they're both athletes. It is interesting. What I did like is like, he's like, you're not a team that you're going to expect to see fireworks from, which I am like, okay, they're going to be encouraging each other. They're going to be supporting each other. Like
I was going to say, were we a team that you would expect to see fireworks from?
No.
Okay.
And it'll be interesting. Like we'll show the commercial later, but in the commercial, like Josiah is very like, "Oh, you're doing great. Come on, you're doing great." And they're in kind of the
Isn't there a commercial where she like bumps into one of the other teams and they just keep running and she just keeps going? She's tough. I think she's tough.
I see them doing well.
Yeah. Well, it'll be fun to find out. I just hope they're nice to each other.
I think
and encouraging to each other. I think they will because they're newlyweds. They still are sweet to each other.
And if Phil said that they are like compatible and they're working together, like I think there is going to be some fireworks, but not from this team. Also, their cast photo, they just look so happy to be there. So
yes, they do. They look grateful.
And if you look at Josiah's wrist, he is wearing the watch, but on the watch he has the little compass, which I'm like,
Oh my gosh, you are so looking at always.
I have my watch with my little compass, so that's a pro move right there.
The second day out.
Yeah. I didn't end up needing the compass on the race. So do you?
No.
I don't really think so.
I wonder if they have one backpack or two. I wish we knew that.
True. Well, we'll see in the commercial.
That's true. True.
True. All right. Next, we got Bernie and Kerrigan. So Phil calls them a couple of
short fuses. Uh-oh.
However, can I just say these fits remind me of Bailey and Anthony's, like when they had the gray cutoff hoodies. Like this very much, I'm like, this is Bailey and Anthony, but this is Bernie and Kerrigan.
Not if they have short fuses. Bailey and Anthony, you could, big, gentle, giant teddy bears. So yeah, that made sure you were first. So no, these guys look like they could, maybe hurt you. So yeah.
Well, I think they were teammates. They were dragon boat racers, if I remember right. And like,
I don't even know what that is.
I think it's like the giant like dragon boats, like the really, really long boats. So I know that they're competitive. I know that they're going to be fierce. I know that they're like probably used to competing at like a really high level and are athletes. And so,
well, and he says there's one phrase in here that Phil said, they're the antithesis as far as Alyssa and Josiah go. So I'm thinking, who were those other sisters, that were always kind of barking at each other on one of the seasons?
Lulu and Lala.
Yeah, or something like that. I don't, me and names, I don't know. But anyways, we might see a little bit of that from these two.
True, but hoping that they can communicate to be able to get the job done, to be able to move forward. Sometimes over communicating is a good thing to do. And sometimes mom will tell you to take a nap if you over communicate too much.
Well, and if they're fighting a lot, then that could get in there. They could get in each other's way. That can get in the way too. So we'll see.
True.
It'll be fun to find out.
Next up, we have Jack and Carson. Very good, very strategic. They admit they like to be inside and play games.
Oh, they're smart.
Uh-huh. What I do know about these two is these two are avid board gamers. Their board game collection is very impressive. And so
meet my son, Danny.
You might have met, who knows? But I think for me, being strategic, they remind me a lot of like having the strategy mind that I might enjoy. Maybe I'm hoping for an alliance or two from these two. I hope I see some alliances from these two.
I thought we weren't about alliances anymore, remember?
You're right. No more alliances. Alliances are a bad idea unless they help you out.
No. Thanks, Danny. So yeah, it looks at, and he says they're definitely out for a good time. So that's what I love is that, it looks like they're just super grateful to be there and they're just there. They're not just there to have fun, but that is a big portion of it. And they're smiling and they're ready to roll. So I bet we'll see some good time from them.
Yeah, I have a feeling these two are going to make it far if I had to guess. So,
okay.
All right.
Oh, I'm all about the, parent-child teams this year. So there's 3 of them.
There are Ernest and Bridget. So Ron and Christina are like one of the OG father-daughter teams. I think they got second on their first season. They were invited back for an all-star season. They were a really awesome team. And so it sounds like they kind of have a story of like, he is kind of seeing her grow up and having to be like, trust her in some things. Which
says, yeah, let's see. And is he the firefighter?
I think
the retired firefighter or retired police officer. So I think he's all going to be about protecting his little girl too and watching for her and taking care of her and, making sure she's okay. But also with that comes sometimes, guiding them strongly. So we'll see if she has a voice in this as well. I bet she does.
I think she does. Also, can I give a shout out? Well, actually, I'll save the shout out for the commercial. We'll wait till the commercial. I have a lot of thoughts, but Ernest and Bridget, excited for them.
Absolutely. So excited.
Then we have Courtney.
These are the nurses. I also have, nurse and PA, right? Or no?
Yeah, I think it's a registered nurse and, I should have just pulled
up. Nurse practitioner, I think.
Yes.
So Courtney and Jasmine. I come from a family of nurses. So very cool. So they're smart and they're calm in the face of a lot going on all at once, right? So
So,
Be
which will
fun to
be
watch
fun
them.
and they look like Phil says, they have the biggest smiles on their face. So they're excited to be there. They're excited to have a fun time. They're excited just to be on the Amazing Race. And so hopeful
I
for
wonder
them.
if any of them have as a hard a day the first day as I do. It'll be interesting because I heard Phil say everyone says, even this team, that the first day it was way harder than they thought it would ever be. So it'll be interesting to see their perspectives to see if they think it was way harder than they thought it would ever be.
And
Maybe
with
the only people that didn't is Ricky and Cesar. Ricky
oh,
and
true.
Cesar, did you think it was way harder than it would ever be? I don't know. So I doubt it.
Piece of cake. So, but next up, though, we have Han and Holden. So I want to talk about this team, brother sister. Their purple team. We had Rohan and Maya as the purple brother sister on our season, and I immediately was like, I want to work with these two. I see these two on the cast, and they would immediately have been a team I wanted to work with. Like just the brother sister, the family dynamic. Like I am stoked for these two. I've seen a little bit on social media, but I'm really, really excited to see how they like balance each other out. And Phil says that they're like fun, they're encouraging of each other. And so I'm really stoked for like, can this be the brother or sister that wins? I think, who was it? Victor and Tammy were the last brother and sister to win. And so I'm really hopeful for this team.
Well, I see the sweet words of he's a wise old soul. And of course, I have a couple kids that I think are wise old souls with Bailey, and they're just, that makes them gentle and kind. So I'm really hoping we see lots of them being kind to each other and encouraging one another too.
Which will be fun. So, but speaking of encouraging and fun, we have Jackie and Lauren. So, Mom, I don't know if you've seen any of their social media, but you would love
I
this.
haven't looked at any. I have tried to come in this without knowing anything, but these guys immediately remind me of just a couple of fun, good friends that are just like ready to roll. So and go after it. Maybe a little banter, but are they moms too? I can't.
I don't know. Let me look. They are
I don't know, but I'm like, if they're moms
sisters.
too, I mean, just two women that are moms and ready to have fun and look tough. I mean, they're smiling, but at the same time, there's a little like, don't mess with us behind the smile. So like, we're gonna do this. I love that.
Yes, and they are just on social media. If you're not following them, they are singing, they are laughing. They're just the big
Fun.
personalities that are
Oh, cool.
that just make you smile. And so
And can I just say they're over 55, which I love. So
this is an old cast. So the average age it's 51 and 61. So they're 10 years apart
oh,
as
okay.
sisters. But yeah,
I
just
wonder
like
how they met.
they're sisters, Mom.
Oh, they are?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
okay.
sisters.
I'll come to the party. Okay. Ooh, that actually changes the dynamic. I thought they were like just friends. So I did not know. See, again, I'm coming fresh to this. So they're sisters. Oh, it'll be fun to see how they get along then. So I wonder if the older sister will truly be the older sister. Right. So,
We'll see. I
and how
mean,
the younger sister does. But
we
that's so fun.
we see in the commercial there may be some tears or some like joyous shouts from one of them. So we'll have to see. Also, Ricky and Cesar said we broke the biggest rule on that first day. Read your clue. It was way harder than we thought. So
Thank you. Ricky and Cesar always say something to make me feel better. That's just who they are. Thank you, Ricky and Cesar.
oh, all right. Well,
Miss you
next
guys.
up we have Jonathan and on our Anna, but I'm
Oh,
excited.
I have lots to say about this team just from the pictures and the being a mom and let's see, I think they're mom and dad and married for quite a while, right?
Yep, they're married
Tell me,
parents. She's a
tell
sale.
me if I'm wrong on any of that.
Yep.
Okay. And if I remember right, he said that he's really hard on himself. Phil said he's really hard on himself, or there was something there that led me to believe he's hard on himself.
Yep, he is. He's one of those competitors that second is basically the first loser. So he is going to realize very quickly that
Yes.
you usually don't win every leg of the Amazing.
Exactly. And so I'm thinking this is going to be a really hard race on him. And then I'm just really praying for him during watching the race, because I think if he's one of those that's hard on himself, he's going to beat himself up again watching it, right? Because he's going to go, oh, if only I'd done this, or if only I'd done that, And I'm just like, Jonathan, sit back and have some fun, my friend, watching. Just don't replay anything in your head. So.
I get to have fun with the two of you. So I'm very excited to go to your premiere party next week. And so I'm actually going to Jonathan and Anna Anna's premiere party in LA. So I'm stoked to celebrate with them. And yeah, like Mom said, it's good wisdom. It's like for all the teams watching, it is hard. Like I was critical of myself. Like I'm like, oh, I wish I had done this. Oh, I wish I hadn't done the rocking horses. And you did the race. It's going to come out on TV. You're going to see challenging things about yourself, but also reflect on like the ways that you showed up really, really well. And just the fact
just don't read social media, as my son kept telling me, but I know you will because I did too. So, but look for the positive,
And I will say you made it onto the Amazing Race. That is a huge accomplishment just in itself that so many people are dreaming about. So, all right. Next up, we have Mark and Santa, or Mark and Larry.
He looks like Santa. I don't know which is which, but oh my gosh, I love it. They are so fun. They just remind me of a couple. Well, I don't know how old they are, but dads, grandpas.
They are 63 and 59. They're retired firefighters from Tennessee.
They're going to be tough and they're going to be fun.
So I don't know. I think from what Phil said about them, they're going to be more of like teddy bears. And so,
what did he say? Let's see. Don't judge a book by its cover. Oh, and these are the guys that are quite.
Also, Kerrigan says hi. Kerrigan, hello. Welcome to Read the Clue Recap. Really excited to see how you and Bernie do this week. But welcome to the Amazing Race family. Really stoked that you're here. So, but back to Santa Claus.
Okay. Yep. Mark and Santa. I think it's going to be fun to watch them. And I love tender men, men that are willing to show their emotions. I gave birth to a couple of those. So
yes, I did. I'm excited to see who wins the award of the crier of this season.
Yeah, that's right. Who has the clicker?
Right. So I had my cry counter, so it'll be fun to see who it is on this season. But yeah, we will see. I think there's definitely some things I'll talk.
Are these guys married or
they're just
grandkids?
retired?
Do they talk about grandkids or kids? Okay.
We don't know much about them, so
I don't either. Fun.
All right.
But they're going to be tough and they look physical. They're going to be like, I bet they won't be passed out on their first day of the race.
Hey, you never know. All right. This is my number one team coming into this. This is my pick, my winner pick. And I am sorry to everybody else, but I am so excited for Melinda and Erica. Maybe just because racing with your mom is a special thing. And I know that firsthand. And look at their color.
I think it's turquoise.
No, I'm gonna pretend they also have light blue with that we all have light blue. So, but yeah.
Well, I have 2 daughters and obviously 2 sons, and I think anything that you can do with them is a treat. So again, any parent child team on this has got my vote.
And even like, mom being like, it sounds like mom is hard on herself of like not thinking that she's going to do as well. And Phil literally says like, Melinda's like, oh, I'm not going to be able to keep up. And Erica is like encouraging her mom the whole time, but they surprise.
Does that sound familiar?
They surprise each other with just how well they did. So I have a feeling
they go pretty far, huh?
This feels very similar to our dynamic a little bit. So I'm excited to watch.
Yeah, for sure. Except she looks like she's a beast. She's in way better shape than I ever was.
She's 66.
I know. That's what I mean. I'm like, if I could look like her when I'm 66, I'll be very happy. So,
hey, just keep training. We're going on again. So, all right.
Okay, these are my guys. So Nick and Mike, of course, maybe I'm biased because there's a little bit of Juan and Shane there, and I just, anybody from my team that brings back memories on this team, of course, gives me, warm fuzzies. But Nick and Mike, just the way that he said they were so nice to each other. They're physical. They're ready to roll. They're so excited. Like they say, is this really happening? And they can't believe it. And I just see enthusiasm and friendship and You got to keep trying. And yeah, the fact that they took forever, it reminds me of you trying to get on the Amazing Race. These guys are, I think they're super fans, right? They're absolute super fans, and they're brothers that have been doing this together. So I think this team's going to go pretty far. I'm excited for these guys.
Yeah, Nick and Mike, just like good on you for keeping applying. For everybody who's watching out there who's like, oh, I keep getting a no, I keep getting a no, I keep getting a no. Never give up. Like I applied to Survivor so many times. Like I applied to Amazing Race once before, but I'd had like tons of no's. And the fact that they kept going and then they made it, the fact that Phil is now saying that they're his favorite team, I'm like, oh, dang it, to pass the baton. So I'm excited to see, because when Phil says a team is his favorite team, it means that they probably are going to make it far on the race. But yeah, brothers.
Well, I don't know, but I think Phil's a good judge of character. So I think he sees kindness in people and gratefulness, and, you know, people that really appreciate life and doing things well. So.
Yeah. All right, then we have Brett and Mark.
Oh, these are the competitive guys. One's a dancer, right? And one that works for Cirque du Soleil. Yeah.
And like, obviously,
I don't think they're going to be stopping to help a lot of other people. Let's put it that way. I think these guys are going to focus in.
I mean, the light blue, they are repping our color, so I'm hoping that they do well. Brett and Mark, they also are like, yeah, I think physical challenges, they're going to be fine. But I also think that they are pretty intelligent. I also think like it was fun to see like Brett and Mark and like Alyssa and Josiah collide at the beginning.
Okay, is that the one? Yeah, I didn't care for that already. Sorry, Brett and Mark, but he didn't stop to make sure she was okay. He just kept right on. That's what I mean by just zooming in. I'm like, nope, he should have stopped, helped her up, or made sure she was okay.
No, Mom, we learned. No, we learned.
You would have stopped to make sure she was okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Maybe I've learned that I need to just keep going, and I can't help every other racer. That's
certain degree. But if you bumped into somebody, you would have stopped and made sure they were okay. I have no doubt.
It was just
and Ricky. What if he had stopped to help somebody?
So I'm excited though for what happens with the two of them. So
well, I think they're going to be competitive. That's for sure, because of their jobs and what they do, and they both look buff. So
and Phil says that they've got a few social games. So I have a feeling the alliances, the strategy, if there's some U-turns, I think. I
don't know. I hope they don't make enemies early.
Oh, look. All right. So James is agreeing with me. It should have been Josiah's job. And Kerrigan is like, yeah, Josiah should have done that.
So. He did. James, you would have stopped to make, well, maybe you wouldn't have. James was, that's so funny.
So I
still think James would have made sure she was okay too. But
they can make sure after the way. I'm sure Brett and Mark went up afterwards and were like, hey, so sorry that I knocked you off. And it makes great TV.
Absolutely.
James says, LOL, depends on
James, if I had fallen, you would have made sure I was okay.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
All right. Now we got Pops and Jeff.
Oh, my other favorite team. So I love the brothers. Well, I love everybody. I can't pick a favorite team, but Pops and Jeff. I mean, come on. I mean,
the Lumberjacks. Okay, they're ripped out of their mind. Like this reminds me of when we watched Juan get out of the car, and like
and I said, "Why am I here?" And then Rod got out right after, and I said, "What have you signed me up for?" That's exactly what I said as I watched those guys. I think had I looked
out the window and seen these two come up, I would have been like, all right, we're U-turning them the second that we possibly can. However, they are another parent-child team. And
and I love that.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's like we have an older cast, and what does it look like of the two of them? I know Jeff has a little girl, I think. Just what does it look like to both be dads?
So Pops is a grandpa.
So
I bet it's his joy.
Before we knew their names, we called them the bowlers because they have bowling balls for arms.
That's funny. Well, I just think they look like I think they just look so grateful to be there, and that's so fun. I wonder if they applied. It would be really interesting to see which teams applied and which were reached out to on this one.
Which were recruiting. Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Well, all right. Here's rounding out with 14 teams.
Oh my gosh.
Scott and Lori.
Mother of 8 boys. Yeah, she's just tough, period. So I think she's going to be running the show on this one, and she's going to do well. So keep them organized.
There's Scott. So Scott and
Scott.
Lori. I have
Hey,
much
Scott
love
and
for
Lori.
these two. I got to, once the cast was revealed, Scott was like, "Oh, we're in San Diego. Do you want to meet?" And I was like, "Of course I want to meet. You just were revealed on The Amazing Race. This is awesome." And so I think just being able to get to know these two just a little bit, their love for The Amazing Race, their love for each other, their love for their family. Like, Scott is a true super fan, and I am so excited to celebrate. They may have a podcast coming out with maybe a special guest from Team Walla Walla. So we'll have to wait and see. But highly recommend. Scott and Lori have so many creative things and creative ideas to make this season and bring back the love for Amazing Race. I am really hoping that they do well and just have a fun time. But
I love where it was like, okay, so maybe we just can get away from the 8 boys for a couple weeks. I totally get her. So I love that. Like, this is vacation. I bet she was sadly disappointed.
Oh, I don't think she would.
I don't think she
would have been disappointed. So
yeah, that's so fun. Oh my goodness.
All right. Well,
that's a different type of work.
Yes, true. All right. Well, did the clip not load? All right. I'm uploading the commercial. Mom, what are your thoughts on there being 14 teams?
I think it's awesome. And I love the way, we really had, what do they call it? The virgin race. There wasn't a single thing, right? That was different, like no U-turns, no forks in the road, no nothing. It was just a straight race. And so it'll really be fun to see the dynamics of a race with every little thing in it. So I can't imagine what that would be like, except that I think it will be really leveling. It'll allow people to get places that maybe they wouldn't have gotten on their own. So yeah. I think the fork in the road, it sounds like you get to choose which fork you go on, and there's 2 eliminations, right? So
we will see that shortly. But the 14, Mom, remember what happened when that team showed up? So for those, we were in a van and there wasn't a team there the first 2 days. And we're sitting in this van, and all of a sudden we turn around and Mary and Chris, who are wearing all black, are sitting in the back of our car. And Mom,
I thought they were production.
And so Mom is getting to know all of production. And so Mom goes up and goes, "Hi, I'm Angie. Like, nice to have you. Like, what do you do for the show?"
And I immediately got in trouble because you're not supposed to talk to other teammates. You can't talk to anybody on the show. Boy, did I get in trouble.
It was so funny. And so I can't imagine them being like, "Oh, there are 14 teams here," what that looks like. But with that being said, let's dive into a commercial. We've got a little trailer for you, and then we'll chat about it.
I cannot believe this is real life.
My logical brain just shut down.
We're going for first.
Do not even.
Claws are out.
Don't you give up.
Is everybody ready to race?
Yeah!
We're on the Amazing Race!
We're doing it!
This season, there are more surprises than ever before.
These seasons of surprises will give you a heart attack.
This is the first time, the first ever Amazing Race first. Big surprise.
We have no idea what's coming next. I look like a butterfly, seem like a bee. Now home doggy dog, why are you looking at me?
Doesn't matter how many no's you get, all it takes is one yes.
I don't lose.
Sounds like trouble in paradise.
You have to force things to go well.
You're amazing, Alyssa!
You okay, Alyssa?
Let's go, babe.
The Amazing Race. New season begins CBS Wednesday, March 5th, and streaming on Paramount+.
It's so good.
I don't know. Oh, it gives me the willies, to be quite honest, back in my stomach. When he says, "And are you ready to race?" It's like,
but
do I have
a couple highlights of that. All right, Ernest and Bridget's. The rap is my favorite part, 100% of this whole commercial.
Yeah.
I think I've listened to that like multiple times and been like, and they got some airtime, which is making me go, interesting. They got 3 clips in that commercial. They might do a little well. So I think And
You analyze everything.
it was Jackie or Lauren was climbing that tower and got to the top of the tower.
It looked like there were heights involved the first round. Yeah.
A lot of stairs, Mom. You
Yeah,
love
and a lot of stairs. And there were camels. That looked like so much fun. Oh my goodness. Not horses, camels. Would you have been afraid, Danny?
No. But they also had the intersection, which for those that don't know what the intersection is where you have to wait for another team to then do the task together. And
on the first show?
No, it's just in the commercial.
Okay,
so you have to wait for another team to
move. Do it together. Yeah.
And so that'll be really fun. It's a twist that hasn't been used in a really, really long time. So other highlights of the commercial. Hey, Brett did say sorry. He does say sorry when he accidentally bumps Alyssa, but Alyssa does say, "Hey,
she just gets that room. I love it. She just moves. She's focused. She's in." So
the other thing to think about though is Alyssa and Josiah are ahead of Brett and Mark at that point in time, which I have some things that I analyzed because they're running.
Wait. I thought it was the other way because they're coming back and they're going down to get the clue.
So it's there.
Mark and Brett look like they had the clue in their hand already. And those two were running to it. Look again.
Oh, we'll have to watch.
I think they're going. I know, Ricky. I know. I have to say, I'm not sorry. I'm missing that.
I wanted to skydive. That would have been awesome.
That was Danny's. That or bungee jumping, just saying.
Which is so funny. Well, let's talk about the first episode a little bit. So, first episode, we have back to the airports. Mom.
Yeah, that's awesome. I do wish that we'd have had that. That would have been my fun. I would have enjoyed that a lot.
And so it's fun seeing the airports are back. These are some fun photos of them trying to figure out flights, trying to figure out what to do, trying to communicate with the persons, trying to get different flights. And so fun to see kind of the duality of both of them are at the same time trying to book flights. So I think we would have been fine with booking flights. I would say it'll be interesting to hear what the rules are because like when you're in airport, that's when you're doing your studying. That's when you're printing off maps. That's when you're finding a business center. That's when you're finding out where you're going and researching it. I wonder what the rules were around that. Carson and Jack saying Lori looking great here. Yep, she is looking dialed in and ready to go. Scott also looks very focused. So, all right. The other thing though, Mom, is the big thing is the fork in the road.
Yeah, I can see the two mats there. Oh, that would have freaked me out. So I'm glad that we didn't have to deal with that. So
because we were in,
of course, I thought, I had a certain young man telling me he thought we were in last the whole race. Anyways, just to keep me motivated.
We were in last when we left.
I know, but all the way to the end, I thought I was in last. It's okay. Whatever you have to do to keep someone moving is all good.
But what is fun to think about is we would have gotten, well, no, it's a fork in a road. So it's two different mats. So interesting to see if they do the placements for like the next leg. Oh, it's based off time you came in because it's going back to, there's not groups anymore.
Like ours. Yeah. Well, there wasn't on season 35, which was filmed after us too. So remember, our COVID was a total different game. It truly was. So, it was a total different game. So,
all right, I'm gonna drop some spoilers now. So plug your ears for those people.
No, don't drop spoilers. No, are they spoilers that are out for everybody?
Amazing Race has released these photos, and I now looked at all of these fork in the road photos to see what place teams are in and to see who comes in. And
of course,
you can see on the pictures, and so as you can see in the bottom photo, Alyssa and Josiah are third. They are first to put their photo on the right-hand side. So Alyssa is first over on their side. However, the two photos on the left are Nick and Mike.
And how do you know this?
Because you can zoom in on the photos. So on the left-hand side, it's Jack and Carson and Nick and Mike. And then if you look at the top photo.
Wait, Jack and Carson, which ones are they? You got to remind me who they are.
The board gaming friends.
Okay, that's all you have to say. I know who they are then. Okay.
So then if
have you met them?
Yes. So if
Oh
you
my
look at
gosh.
the top left, Nick and
Yes.
Mike are there at the same time, and then you see Jack and Carson to
Yes,
the
in
right.
the green over on the side. Yep.
And so they get to there first, and they choose.
Oh, and that it looks like Pops. Oh, so now I see what you're looking at. And it looks
Yep.
like there's a lot of pictures there already.
Uh-huh.
Oh no. Okay.
So I was able to go and see who were the last 3 teams to put their pictures on the board. And
I
so,
don't say it. Don't say it because it'll change my draft pick. Don't say it.
okay, so that is an interesting thing, but to see kind of what people choose. But the fact that Nick and Mike and Jack and Carson both chose to do the same side makes me go, okay, are they racing against each other? Are they working together? Did they think that was just a stronger side? Like, why didn't they both choose first place on the other sides to try and get first on each individual side?
Okay, and that's why you overthink things.
I'm like,
Just be like,
are
oh,
they working together? So
who
but
knows? It'll be fun to see.
I am a little worried for Jeff and Pops is the left side of the board. They were rather
It looks a
putting
little full.
they were putting themselves last, or there were 3 spots on the right side of
Or
the
there's strategies in play we don't know anything about.
Yes. So Scott says we need a board game convention with all the teams. Yes, we do. So
And Scott, I do not like board games. So you come and I'll babysit the 8 kids because I love kids.
all right.
I'll be
Well,
grandma.
here we go. We are going into our draft to end our stream, and then so present, share screen. All right. So this is the Amazing Race.
I can't see anything. All I see is the fork in the road.
Oh, I'll have to read it to you then. That is a bummer because you can't see.
Can anybody see it?
Oh,
Or is
can
it
you see
just
it
me?
now?
Oh, there. Yep. Now I can see it.
Wait. All right.
Okay.
Now let me go to. All
Okay,
right.
that's a lot of points. This is okay, Scott, or whoever said it.
Don't
This is
make
a board
fun of
game
my
in
points.
itself.
You're encouraging,
Yeah.
right? You're not
is
making
just-
fun of my game.
Oh no, we're not making fun of you. This is
Nope.
awesome. This is so Danny.
All right. So here's our draft this time. It's not usual first place or roadblocks. So here are how you get points. You get 1 point for each of the following 3 things. 1 point for encouraging your partner, 1 point for surviving the leg, and only 1 point for winning the Amazing Race. You get 2 points if you are the person who says the episode title, because that means you're being good television. And then you get 2 points for passing a team being good at directions, just because I appreciate a team being good at directions. And you get 2 points for winning the leg. So kind of decent. Then you get 3 points if you swap detours and you survive.
And survive. Okay.
Uh-huh. And then you get 3 points for accomplishing a fear / overcoming an obstacle.
Well, we don't know what fears they're accomplished. That's all in the edit, right? I mean, I jumped off a mountain, which I was the most fearful of, but because they didn't know that I was afraid of heights.
Yep. So that's the thing. It's
exactly. Exactly. Dweeb Wars with Carson and Jack for sure.
That's Carson and Jack.
I know. I love that. Dweeb Wars.
So,
I could see how you guys would be friends.
But okay, but with you, true, we would 100%.
Yes, absolutely. Board games? I'm kidding.
So with this being said, this isn't necessarily a draft based off who you think will win the whole thing. This is a draft based off of who you think will be the most encouraging. Who do you think will have really good opportunities?
This is like Settlers of Catan. There's like multiple things about multiple teams you have to think about.
Yeah, and so, but Mom, just because I'm such a good son, I will let you choose who you want to.
I'm just gonna pick by colors.
No, you're okay.
I know. No, okay, so I have to pick by who I think is gonna win. Do all those things?
No, not winning is only 1 point. So let's go back.
So we're gonna do it by section by section.
What?
So first, we're gonna pick the ones that we think are the most encouraging to their partners. Is that what we're gonna do?
This is
nope.
This is your.
This is why I didn't win the Amazing Race.
This is your overall picks to get points based off all these things. So you have to find the balance of who do you think will do well, who do you think will be good TV, who do you think will overcome obstacles, because they could go out episode 3, but
still get all these points. Okay,
example,
I get it. Okay, so Vicky, are you following Danny?
Sean and Michelle were always overcoming things on our season, and they would have
Yep.
had so many points. So,
Okay.
right, you get it now?
Yep, I got it. I'm clear. Doesn't matter,
Right.
but yeah, I'm clear.
Well, your number one draft pick is huge, so you got to really think about this. Who are you drafting, Mom?
I'm pondering. I'm processing. I'm gonna go with Nick and Mike.
Ah, I knew they were going to be your number one draft picks. All right, that's solid. That's a solid first pick. Well, I have to go with running the race with your mom. I am drafting Melinda and Erica are coming over to Team Danny.
Okay, there you go. Wait, so I can't have them now that you have them?
Nope, you don't get them. That's a bummer.
Oh, well, that's not right.
They're my
Okay,
team.
so my next ones,
Yeah.
the honeymooners, the the peach
No,
team.
you don't want Josiah and Alyssa. I think they're going to do really poorly.
Nope, put them on my team.
Really,
Thank you.
really don't
Thank you
think
very
you
much.
should
Thank
do
you, thank you, thank you.
that. No, that was my second round draft pick. That is such a bummer. Had I had Melissa and Erica and Josiah and Alyssa, feel like I would have been. Oh, all right. Well, do I just continue the trend of parent-child teams, or do I switch it up to who I think would be good TV?
Because we're talking about encouraging each other. We're talking about
being great
overcoming
TV.
things.
Like
Okay.
I think Bernie and
Encouraging each
Kerrigan
other.
could be
Okay.
great TV, and I think they get episode titles. I think I'm gonna go though with a power pick. I think based off the commercial episode 1, I think there's some overcoming fears. So I think I'm gonna go for the strategy, and I'm gonna draft Jackie and Lauren.
Oh, I was gonna pick them next. Okay.
Pick.
Okay. I am gonna go for people that I know are tough, just based on their lifestyle from what I've heard, and that they laugh and they seem to have fun together and they're having a vacation. I'm gonna go for Scott and
No, Mom drafts Scott and Lori. Okay.
Lori.
Scott and Lori have been drafted by Mom. All right, I'm gonna go with another parent-child team. And they've gotten good at it so far, so I'm gonna draft Ernest and Bridget. I think they're gonna have fun. I think they're gonna laugh. I think they're gonna have some good TV opportunities. But that is who I'm drafting next. All right, Mom.
Okay, go back to the scoreboard again. I
Okay.
just have to look one more time.
Encouraging your partner, surviving the leg, winning the whole thing. Episode title, winning the leg,
Swapping detours and surviving, accomplishing and over. The most points you get are for passing a team due to being good at directions, and 3 points for accomplishing a fear, and 3 points for swapping detours. Okay, go back. Who is going to be good at directions? And I'm going to pick the brother sister. I can't remember their name.
Oh, not Han and Holden.
Yeah, I'm going to pick them.
All right, Mom picks Han and Holden. All right. I'm going to go with the parent. I'm going to just sweep the parent-child and not
Wow.
let any of
Okay.
them.
All right.
I'm going to take Pops and Jeff and have a strong parent-child.
I'm going to go with your friends in green.
No, I don't think you want.
They are totally, I don't know. I should have probably picked them earlier because they're like, they know games and strategies. They're going to be good at directions. They're going to be good at strategies. I'm going to go with them. So.
All right. We're down to 4, 5. Oh, Mom, who are you going to pick next?
I know exactly who I'm going to pick next. Is it my turn?
No, it's mine. I'm thinking.
It's between two for me.
Who are your two? Just so that.
No.
Yeah.
No. Nope.
All right. I got to take Team Light Blue. I'm going to go Brett and Mark.
Okay.
All right, Mom.
Okay. Overcoming things. Nurses always overcome things. And okay, here's the deal. Go back to the scoreboard one more time.
Okay.
3 for swapping detours and surviving. I don't think that married couple is going to swap detours. I think they're going to stay decided. I could see the girls, Bernie and
Kerrigan or
Kerrigan.
Courtney and Jasmine.
I think, those guys. No,
Bernie
yeah,
and Kerrigan.
I think that they're going to overcome things. They might fight doing it because they're sisters, right? They're sisters. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think they're tough, and I think they're going to accomplish, and I think they're going to, maybe be scrappy doing it, but they're going to rock it. Maybe I'm totally reading that wrong. So, but I think they're going to go after it.
All right. With these three, here's the thing. If I'm thinking who's going to make it far.
Oh, I didn't do it like
No,
that.
no, I know
it's my, who I think is going to win.
It's my turn. It's my turn.
But wait, this isn't based on who's going to win.
No,
this
it's not.
Based on all those other things.
I'm just saying, I think Jonathan and Anna are going to make a long run in this game. And so I'm like, do I take the points with them guaranteed? Or Courtney and Jasmine, I think based off of, Mark and Santa based off of.
See, now the points are they for encouraging each other and overcoming things.
It sounds like their relationship is going to be really close. They're emotional. Like,
well, some of the nurses can overcome things and do things, and they're smart and they're level-headed, and
Okay, I am going to their premiere, so I do have to root for Jonathan and Anna. So,
well, it's not that I'm not rooting for any of these people.
No, 100%.
You can't say it like that.
We're rooting
so
for
this is
all.
what we did in the hotel room in the evening is we did bicker.
Hey, we were a last pick too.
Yeah, I know. Nobody thought we'd do anything. So, okay. I'm gonna go with Mark and Sienna. I just have to. They just yeah.
So with that, Courtney and Jasmine to round out mine. I have Melinda and Erica, Jackie and Lauren, Ernest and Bridget, Pops and Jeff, Brett and Mark, Jonathan and Anna, and Courtney and Jasmine. All right, you have to come up with a team name for your team, Mom, next week. So
a team name?
Yeah, team name.
Okay.
Well, let me stop sharing. That is it. Tune in 2 weeks. Next Wednesday to the Amazing Race. We'll do a Read the Clue recap Sunday afternoons. But Mom, I think you wanted to end it with.
Yeah, I just want to, part of Danny and I's message is still loving others and loving Jesus. So we just want to pray over these teams as they get ready to watch themselves on TV and the journey that they take, and that they are safe and have a good time and encourage one another in the process. So if you're a believer, feel free to bow your heads with us. In Jesus' name, we just are so thankful for the opportunity to get to watch The Amazing Race again. And we just pray as everybody gets together and travels to premieres and to families and watches it, that they would just stay safe, that you would protect them, that you would watch over them, and that you would encourage each one to just love on one another, and that they would be representative of you and their actions and their thoughts and their words as they proceed, and that you'd protect their spirits, that you would arm them up, Lord, that they wouldn't be hurt by social media, that they would see their identity in you, and that you would bless them and keep them safe. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Well, this has been Read the Clue Recap. Hope y'all have a great rest of your Sunday, and we'll catch you in a little bit.